that. He said half that. And I said, £2.54. And then I'm adding my own drinks up as well. I said £6.50. And I was right. Every time my brain was split in two. I was absolutely marvellous.
Who was it? What was the girl?
They couldn't add up.
Keithy and what was her name?
Well, how much? How did you do
They
the
couldn't add
bar?
up.
How did you do the bar back then?
They couldn't add up.
So
None of them. I had to add the drinks while I was serving my own round. And they were shouting over it so much as that. And I said, what did you give? £2.50 or something like that. They weren't high prices. And then I was doing my own rounds at the same time, and someone else was asking me how to add it up. That's how bad they were. That's how bad they were. I was really good at it. I was good. You know, when I was into
Mathematically.
I was good. Yes, I was always good at maths and that, and geography. And when I went in, I had to get a job when I left the other thing, when the bank folded up and stuff. I had to go in, and I thought, oh, what can I do? They said they wanted a bookkeeper. Now, I've never been a bookkeeper in my whole life. This is the most awful, astounding story I can tell you. And I went in and I said...
Down the Old Kent Road.
Down the Old Kent Road.
I went to work there.
Yeah. And I said...
Between some shelves there.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that was before I got myself... That was after I got myself settled. And I had to do... And I had to ask different... And the main accountant was over in the other office. And I said, oh... I was doing Kalamazoo bookkeeping, which you go debits and credits. And it was all like on there. I didn't even have a calculator. That's how long ago it was. And I really...
I do that now.
Yeah. But honestly, Andrew, I got through it and I used to balance. I can't believe I did it. Every month the books had to be balanced at the end of the month.
That place in the old
Every month the
fuck
book.
off,
Oh, there's no one
Seriously.
down there.
Anyway, I want to
remember
ask
when
you...
you took me to work and it was down the Old Kent Road, and
They're in bed.
I remember going there.
Anya, Amber is really, she's gone. She's totally, so Barbara went into bed with her. Yeah, when I went to the, did you come with me to the Oaken? Oh yeah, you did.
Yeah,
Manufactured.
And
Yeah.
I ran out of work because there was nothing else to do.
Anyway, what do you think of Bermondsey in the old
We have
days
rice
when you were
in
in
here?
Bermondsey?
Have rice in here?
Oh, I loved
Can
that.
I eat tomorrow then?
No.
Yeah, you can, yeah.
I loved that, but in that,
What was Bermondsey like in
shall
the
I
old
tell you
days?
what my job consisted of? Was giving people credit, putting statements out for them, writing bills, and at the end of the month I sent them a bill and keeping a log on the Kalamazoo system. And they said, oh, they haven't paid. And I'd have to phone them up and say, oh, look, you know, you haven't paid anything for 3 months. Can you pay something up now?
What about the law
Because
firms?
your credit is getting a bit over. The delivery people,
But
they
do
had
you
to be-
remember the long firms?
I had to do all that. I had to do all that and talk to them and say, oh, all right, Vince,
But
and they
when-
might pay 2
you know,
months
down
when they
there-
were really overdue, and they pay it. They were like,
Well, what was your
But do you
bosses
remember
though?
up and
They-
down
how were they
there?
like, these geezers haven't paid for...
that's what they're like.
These
you
geezers
ever
haven't
know-
paid for 2 months.
Builders, they know. And I'd say,
Can
look,
can
I've
you get on
spoken
and
to
sort
them.
them out?
And no, you
Did you
couldn't
ever,
be rough with them.
no, back in there,
Because they were still dealing with the same.
even going a little bit back further, was there any trouble from people like The underworld for eternity.
Oh, no,
Like your Freddie Foreman's or your...
Titans.
Nothing like that, no.
And
Only the bloke, I'll tell you, I went to Avondale Square one day and got a sandwich, and I came back, and there was a house at the end of Ossory Road. I'll tell you when it was exactly. Andrew.
Yeah, he's telling a story about a villain.
Yeah. Do you remember Avondale Square? You've been over to Avondale Square, haven't you? Over opposite the Henry Cooper.
Oh, the boozer in the Old Kent Road.
Yeah.
Yes.
But down the road is Ossory Road. That's where I saw. Yeah, you can chop that up just a bit.
No,
You go on, tell us. Just do the story. Come on.
And one day, I was coming. Just tiddle for me.
There's nothing in there. Look.
One drags to the wicked then.
Look.
Oh dear, oh dear. Oh dear. You get
you-
more out of your bleeding drink on.
I'll in for some beer.
No, it's all
Like
right.
that.
No,
Fuck
it's all right.
off.
So when I
Sort
was
your own
coming
shit
back,
out.
Exactly. Look.
shh, don't shout.
Tell us about this boozer. And
One day I went out and I thought, oh, I'm going to go over the road, and I get near Avondale Square, which was across the Old Kent Road
Yeah, I know it.
from the Henry Cooper, and it was a little enclave of shops and that. I think it had hairdressers and thing and that ice cream shop.
It's now a big.
cafe.
It's now a big Tesco's.
Oh,
it's a big shopping
Probably
centre now.
big, yeah. And up the road is Woolworths and everything.
anyway, let's get
So-
to the church.
Anyway, I went over and I thought, oh, I'll have a sandwich today. And I went over, and there was a guy who, at the end of Ossory Road, was a house, all dilapidated, a very beautiful London house that either had been bombed or burnt or something. And it was there for ages and ages, and I thought, why don't they do something with this? And there was 2 houses there. And there was this guy, and he was living in underneath the house. And I used to see him, and I'd go. And one day, I came back, and it was when the Falkland War was on. Now, can you imagine that? Margaret Thatcher and that.
Yeah, horrible.
And I said to him, and he was sitting out, and it was quite cold, and he had 2 overcoats on. 2 overcoats. And I had 2 sandwiches. I was coming back from the shop, and I said,
Hang on a minute. He had 2 overcoats on, and you had 2 sandwiches. So
no,
how was
no.
your 2 sandwiches keeping
Well, I
you
gave
warm?
him one.
No, what I'm trying to work out is
It's the
why were your
story.
2 sandwiches?
He gave him a sandwich.
Oh, right, okay.
I gave
Did he
him
give
one.
you one overcoat, though?
No. And that was the first time I could talk to him. And I said, hello, are you all right? And I used to see him, and he always avoided me, sort of, because he was a
I'm just saying,
vagrant.
hello mate, you alright? I've got a couple
No,
of
he was a
sandwiches here.
vagrant.
Just give me a
I've got a couple of overcoats, Sean.
And
Trade.
no,
Sandwich.
listen to what I'm going to say to
Yeah,
you.
I'm ready. It's
No,
not Dennis.
he
was
was in this building.
it? Was it
and
not
he-
Dennis Nielsen, was it?
No, he was
Oh.
sleeping in that building at night time, and in
Where
the
were
morning.
you living at the time? South
Oh,
London.
in
Oh, that's all
Bromley.
right. We were
Yeah.
in Bromley. We were
Yeah,
away from
no,
serial
I
killers.
used to see him, and I thought he's living in there,
Where was he living? Where
in
was
the old building, in the
Where
house,
was this?
right on the corner of Ossory Road,
In the Old Kent Road.
in the Oak Kent Road. Now, Avondale Square is right across
You're
the
travelling
road.
from there back to
Yeah,
Bromley.
and down there is a garage, and then the Henry
smelled duck.
no, the Henry Cooper or something like that. So I said to him, and he never wanted to talk. And anyway, he was sitting on the wall like that, and he had his bum on the wall, and it was a wall about that high. And these houses were almost like where Paul used to live.
Oh,
They
yeah.
were ancient, so I think they were thinking they won't pull them down, they're going to restore them. And I said,
Was
How
there
are
bodies
you?
under the patio and all that, do you think?
Oh, it's underneath. He
Well,
slept
people,
underneath.
no, but were there people being killed over there?
No, no. Richard, it was a house, derelict, and people were sleeping in it, like the house down the Kipling.
So what is the story? What is the
Yeah.
point of the story?
So I said to
I'm
him,
trying to get to the point.
will you listen?
Well,
I said to him, I said,
I just want the
are you all
conclusion.
right? And
I
he
want
said,
the conclusion. I'm
Yeah.
running out of fucking footage.
no, there I am. And then I said, well,
got
have you
what
eaten today? And he said,
No,
I,
I'm starving. I'm homeless.
No,
obviously, yeah.
no, he had
Give
a
us a
northern
slice of bread.
accent. No, northern accent.
It was a Yorkshire Ripper. Peter
It
Sutcliffe.
was Yorkshire.
Don't
I said-
get me. You met the Peter Sutcliffe.
No, Richard, please don't make dramatise. So I said to him, I said, oh, look, have you eaten today? He said, oh,
No.
but have that, have one of those sandwiches. And that, oh, he said, thank you.
Oh.
And then I said, well, how am I right? And I said, well, what do you think about the war at the moment in the Falklands?
Oh,
Do you remember that?
fucking hell.
You're
That was the one. And
You
he
were
said,
political then.
yeah. And the war had been going on for weeks and
But you
weeks
didn't
and
even
weeks.
know that there was a
And he
war
said,
going on.
what war?
What war?
You didn't even know.
He didn't know anything about it. Nothing at all.
Because you've been on the street.
That always imprinted in my brain.
But maybe that's a good thing for him.
Well, he didn't know.
Maybe that's a good thing. Wouldn't you want to just not know about what's going on in Afghanistan and shit like that?
Oh,
Anyway,
I wouldn't want to know that anyway.
Subscribe for more.